Hello everyone and welcome back to my The Young and Restless 24 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sally Spectre might contend that Phyllis Summers be let go, or additional face serious consequences. Is a tough claim on the horizon for Billy Abbott. Phyllis has been stirring the pot in Billy and Sally's relationship. During their romantic escape in Paris, Sally easily was thrilled with the shower of phone calls and dispatches from Phyllis. Yet, at this moment, Sally doesn't feel exorbitantly concerned. While Phyllis's capers are clearly irksome, Sally appears to regard her more as a nuisance than a genuine trouble. Still, this dynamic could shift in forthcoming occurrences, especially after Phyllis had a pictorial dream about rejuvenating her love with Billy. Awakening with confusion about her passions, she might soon defy the reality that she still harbors solicitations for him deep down. Sally will catch casts of the chemistry between the former couple, and her disapprobation will be palpable, and Sally might realize Phyllis poses a lesser trouble than she originally believed. Still, Sally's resentment towards Phyllis could consolidate, leaving her feeling decreasingly vulnerable, if this trend continues. Also, we must flash back that Sally is still scuffling with the emotional scars left by Adam Newman when he betrayed her with Chelsea Lawson. Despite Adam's attempts to assure Sally that his history with Chelsea was behind him, he now seems intent on rejuvenating that relationship and visioning a future with her. Sally has good reason to be concerned about the growing connection between Billy and Phyllis, especially since they're spouses and will now be working together at Abbott Dispatches. Phyllis will probably try to get near to Billy, believing that Sally isn't right for him and wanting him for herself. As the pressure between Phyllis and Sally increases, Sally might ultimately give Billy a serious claim. She could find it hard to deal with Phyllis trying to sabotage their relationship, and it's possible that Sally will demand Billy fire Phyllis or threat losing her. Still, Sally might hang to end their relationship fully. Forthcoming spoilers indicate that Billy may have a delicate choice to make if Phyllis pushes Sally too far, if Billy doesn't agree to her demands. Sally Spectre will be jealous over Billy Abbott and Phyllis Summers' connection, while Audra Charles grills Holden Novak. First, let's talk about Holden, who'll intimately meet up with Audra again. Audra was reluctant to indeed take this meeting, so she'll want to make sure the threat is worth it in the end. That's why Audra will put Holden through a grilling session and push for Damien Kane intel. Audra may have questions about Damien's business and how he came such a success story so snappily. Of course, Audra will still be hoping that Holden and Damien are headed back to Los Angeles ASAP. Bad news is coming up for Audra rather, since she'll ultimately find out Damien and Holden are sticking around. Damien will deliver a stunner to Nate Hastings and Amy Lewis on Thursday's occasion. Damien may admit he mailed it over and is now open to trying to make amends with his sick mama. Damien might indeed consider getting to know Nate and relating with him as his half-family. Still, Nate will keep his guard up when it comes to Damien, especially after this apparent change of heart. It could leave Nate upset about Damien's motives, so he'll surely want to watch out for Amy and try to help her avoid any farther heartache. In Paris, Sally wouldn't be suitable to hide her true passions when it comes to Billy and Phyllis's connection. It's possible Phyllis could crash the trip in person, but it's also possible she'll just resort to further calls, textbooks, and voicemails. Whatever the case, Sally's covetousness will bubble up a bit when it comes to Phyllis and Billy's bond. Indeed, if Sally doesn't view Phyllis as a romantic trouble just yet, she might state complaints about Phyllis's constant interruptions. Sally may also have enterprises about Phyllis's reckless side and how she might bring out Billy's worst impulses. Although Sally will have multiple reasons to worry about these spouses working together, Billy may offer consolation and suggest Phyllis is inoffensive, indeed if she's been annoying recently. Our YNR prognostications point to Phyllis pursuing Billy and trying to steal him down from Sally, especially after that hot dream she had. Phyllis will make some bold moves in the coming weeks, so stay tuned for updates on all the curveballs ahead. Holden to run into an old friend. Away, Devin Hamilton Winters and Lily Winters advise Nate Hastings about Damien King. Plus, Sharon Newman and Chelsea Lawson have an awkward hassle. Holden to remain in Genoa City while Damien deals with Nate and Amy Lewis. It seems that Damien isn't the only connection that Holden has in city. It's not clear who Holden runs into, but we do know it's an old familiarity. Also, by the end of the week, there will be surprising romantic reunions. So, it sounds like Holden might reconnect with Annette. Holden formerly met Audra Charles, so it's not her. Of course, it's also possible that Damien is the one who has a romantic reunion. Now that Trueness are coming out, Damien will have a battle with Nate. Damien assumes that Nate is running a con on Amy. Still, Amy tells her son that she sought Nate out. When Nate tries to find common ground with Damien, effects just get worse. Latterly, Lily and Devon will learn about Damien. Sharon ends up running into Chelsea and Adam Newman. Just like numerous people, Sharon gets the wrong idea about Chelsea and Adam living together with Connor Newman. Chelsea sets the record straight and Sharon could also get the chance to clear the air regarding her recent drama. She gets iced out by Summer Newman. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers lays down boundaries. It's also stated that Daniel Romalotti, Jr. has a delicate decision to make. Suckers can also anticipate Diane Jenkins Abbott to take control. Victor Newman successfully undermines Kyle Abbott. Away, Victoria Newman opens up to Nick Newman about her fears. It seems Victoria is spooked about her father dying. While Victor did have a close call, Nick will assure his family that Victor isn't going anywhere anytime soon. There's a heated battle that turns unattractive, while a little family comes together after a while to spend some time together, and there's trouble up ahead for one super couple. What's set to unravel during Monday's show? Time to find out. Pressures rise when the real Damian King agrees to meet. Ended on a crazy note when Damian King agreed to meet with Amy Lewis and Nate Hastings, and Monday's show picks up where effects left off. It seems like Damian will head to Nate's apartment, and the three will have a violent discussion. Amy and Nate will tell him about Nate Hastings Sr. being his real father. Still, Damian wouldn't be suitable to shake the fact that Nate is pulling a fiddle. In all this, indeed though he'll probably fate that his mama is veritably sick. It'll be a lot for Damian to take in, so it sounds like the entire hassle wouldn't be a affable one, but where will these three parties move on from then? Harrison Abbott will get a family spin with parents Summer Newman and Kyle Abbott, and the little boy will be over the moon that he gets to spend time with both, as a family. The clip shows Harrison, who seems veritably happy, noting that the night was just like when the three of them spent Halloween together, and he suggests that Kyle and Summer clinch. Will Skyle's love for Harrison spark an implicit reunion? A Skyle reunion would be the last thing Summer's kinsman Claire Newman would want as she's presently dating Kyle. Still, it seems like Claire will continue on her charge to change Victor Newman's mind about her love with Kyle, as he doesn't authorize. She'll have a scene with Victoria Newman as she asks her mama for advice on how to deal with the mustache's misprision. Will she be suitable to change Victor's mind? He's been veritably adamant about Claire staying down from Kyle, and he can be relatively stubborn, so only time will tell. Billy is wandering around Ashley's Paris apartment when he listens to a voicemail from Phyllis. She asks him to please call her back as what she has to say is veritably important. He calls her back and Phyllis says she was wondering if he'd ever call her back. As Billy says she's hard to ignore, Sally comes around the corner and listens in.